I am 92 years old. I've outlived my wife. I lived longer than my friends. I have outlived my enemies. And I have lived longer than the version of myself that cared too much about what other people thought. I am standing right at the edge of the cliff. I can see what is below. And before I go over, I need to turn back and tell you, the ones still behind me at the party, what I can see. Because you are living inside a lie. You move through life with this smug, comfortable illusion that you still have plenty of time. You spend your days as if they are cheap, as if your account is endless, as if tomorrow is guaranteed. So let me say it plainly. You are not rich in time. You are bankrupt. All of us are going to die. You know that in theory, sure. But you do not really know it. You do not feel the cold blade of it against your throat. If you did, you would not be living the way you are. So let me tell you about a man named Robert. It was 1968. Robert was my closest friend. He was sharper than me, more handsome than me, and richer than me. The man was a predator in the business world. One night we were having drinks, celebrating a huge deal he had just closed. He had a Cuban cigar in his hand, leaning back in his leather chair like he owned the planet, and he looked at me and said, "Arthur, 5 more years, that's the plan. I push hard for 5 more years. I hit the number. Then I'm finished. Then I take Helen to Italy. Then I learn how to paint. Then I finally start living." Robert had it all mapped out. He had a schedule. He had a strategy. 3 days later, Robert stepped out of his office building, grabbed his chest and collapsed onto the pavement before he even understood what was happening. Massive heart attack. He was 42 years old. He never got to Italy. He never painted a single thing. I stood over his coffin, and the tragedy was not that Robert died. We all die. That part is coming for every one of us. The real tragedy was that Robert spent his whole life postponing life itself. He treated his days like a waiting room, like the real beginning was going to happen later, in some brighter future that never came. And the cruelest part? I went to his office a week later to clear out his desk. His calendar was packed for the next 6 months. His inbox was overflowing with urgent messages. The world did not stop because Robert died. His company replaced him in 2 weeks. His clients forgot his name within a year. And when I look at you, I see Robert. You are telling yourself the exact same lie. I'll be happy when I get the promotion. I'll take the trip when the children are older. I'll call my brother when he says sorry first. Let me give you a hard truth from a 92-year-old man. There is no later. There is only now. And if you keep trading your now for a later that is not promised, you are making the worst gamble a human being can make. Now let's talk about your stuff. I look at your generation and I see an obsession with accumulation. You buy things you do not need, with money you do not have, trying to impress people you do not even like. I live in a small room now. I have a bed. I have a chair. I have a photograph of my wife. I used to have the large house. I used to have the expensive cars. I used to have a garage full of toys and status symbols. And I am telling you now, with the crystal clear vision that comes near the finish line, it is all junk. All of it. I have attended more funerals than I can count, and I have never once seen a trailer of belongings following behind the hearse. When you die, your children will hire some stranger to come into your house and throw 90% of your treasured possessions into a dumpster. The other 10% will be sold off cheap at a yard sale. That is the grand ending of your materialism. Future trash. So why are you exhausting yourself to buy it? Why are you working 60 hours a week, missing your daughter's childhood, so you can pay for a car that mostly sits in traffic? It is insanity. And you will not understand how insane it is until you are sitting where I am sitting. And by then, it is too late to take any of it back. Let me tell you about the great victory. It was 1979. I won Businessman of the Year in my city. Big banquet, black tie, round tables, applause. I walked up to the podium and people clapped for me. In that moment, I felt invincible. I felt like I had beaten the game. I went home that night holding the trophy. The house was dark. My wife, Margaret, was asleep. My children were asleep. I sat alone at the kitchen table with a glass of scotch, staring at that shiny piece of glass, and I realized something. The applause had already ended. The people at that banquet did not love me. They loved what I could do for them. And the people upstairs, the ones who truly loved me, I had been neglecting them for months just to win that stupid award. I missed my son's varsity games to stay late at the office. I missed an anniversary dinner to close a merger. And for what? That trophy is probably in a box in some basement somewhere. I do not even know where it is now. But the memory of the sadness in my wife's eyes when I told her I could not make dinner, that stayed. That never left. You think your career is your legacy. It is not. It is a transaction. You are selling the hours of your life. Hours you will never get back. Hours you are handing over to build somebody else's empire. If you drop dead today, your job posting would go online before your obituary. So do not kneel at the altar of your career. It will not love you back. It will not sit beside your bed. It will not hold your hand when the lights begin to go out. So what actually matters? If money is a mirage, and career is a trap, and possessions are garbage, what remains? I'll tell you. The only things you get to keep are the things you gave away. The love you gave, the time you gave, the attention, the kindness, the connection. I sit here in this chair and I do not replay the business deals. I do not relive the awards banquets. I do not sit here thinking about profits and contracts. I replay Sunday mornings with Margaret. I replay the sound of my daughter laughing when she was 3 years old. I replay the afternoon I helped a stranger push his car out of a snowbank. That is wealth. That is the only real wealth there has ever been. So here is my challenge to you. Here is the no-nonsense strategy for whatever time you have left. Number 1, kill your ego. You are terrified of looking foolish, so you do not take the chance. You do not start the business. You do not ask the woman out. You do not try the thing that scares you. Why? Because you are afraid of what people might think. Let me free you from that prison. Nobody is watching you. They are too busy obsessing over themselves. You are the main character only inside your own mind. To almost everyone else, you are background noise. So stop letting the fear of other people's judgment freeze your life. Their judgment is going into the ground right beside them. Number 2, practice the last time. This is a stoic exercise, and it can change the way you live. Every time you do something, anything, remind yourself that one day you will do it for the last time. One day you will pick up your child for the last time. One day you will kiss your spouse for the last time. One day you will drink your final cup of coffee. One day you will walk outside and feel the sun on your face for the last time. You do not know when that day is. It could be 10 years from now. It could be today. And if you live with that awareness, you will stop taking ordinary moments for granted. You will taste the coffee. You will hold the hug longer. You will actually listen when someone you love is speaking. Number 3, wake up. I am 92. My back aches. My eyes are fading. My body is slowing down. But you still have the golden ticket. You have your health, you have your strength, you have your youth, and you are wasting it scrolling on a phone, numbing yourself, distracting yourself. Stop. Go outside. Feel the wind on your skin. Look at the sky. Call your mother. Forgive your enemy, not because they deserve it, but because you do not have enough time left to keep dragging the luggage of hatred behind you. We are all going to die. That is the one promise life actually keeps. But most people never truly live. They just exist. They play it safe. They stay comfortable. They stay numb. And then one day they expire. Do not be like Robert. Do not build your whole existence around a 5-year plan. Eat the good meal. Book the plane ticket. Say I love you first. Tell the truth while you still can. Because the clock is moving. Can you hear it? That is the sound of your life being spent. Do not let it be spent empty. I am tired now. So let me leave you with this. What is the one thing you already know you need to change before your own clock runs out? Tell me in the comments, and subscribe if you want more truths people usually realize too late.